Mary Barra, the CEO of General Motors, GM, has undoubtedly made a significant impact during her tenure. However, this impact has not always been positive. In recent years, it seems that Barra has been prone to making a series of bad decisions for GM. These decisions, which were meant to steer the company toward success, have instead led to a string of costly mistakes. Join us as we explore her latest decision to close Arizona IT Center and leave almost 1,000 people without jobs. General Motors, under the leadership of CEO Mary Barra, is making a decision that many view as a significant misstep. The automotive giant is once again embarking on a job-cutting campaign, and this time, it's the closure of the Arizona IT Innovation Center that's raising eyebrows. Nearly 1,000 hardworking employees are about to feel the impact of this move. Nestled in Chandler, Arizona, the Arizona IT Innovation Center has been a hub of innovation since 2014. However, its doors are set to close before the year's end. Spanning 17,000 square feet of cutting-edge technology space, it is currently home to 1,029 employees, excluding GM Financial and Cruise divisions. Tragically, 936 of them are bracing themselves for layoffs, as confirmed by GM in an official notice filed with the state of Arizona on August 23rd. These dedicated professionals have already received the disheartening news that their positions are being eliminated. The decision to slash most of the jobs at the Arizona IT Innovation Center was conveyed to the 1,029 non-union employees on a somber Wednesday. A company-wide email obtained by the Detroit Free Press further solidified the unsettling news. Stacy Lynette, GM's Vice President of Information and Digital Technology, acknowledged the hardship in her message. Today, we announce the difficult decision to cease IDT, Information and Digital Technology operations at the Arizona IT Innovation Center at the end of October. This decision was not an easy one, but it will help to optimize our Innovation Center footprint and gain the efficiencies and effectiveness we need to have to continue to support the company. GM representatives suggest that affected employees may apply for other openings within the company without placement support on offer. However, the clock is ticking, as the deadline looms in October 2023. Those who have devoted at least a year to GM will be eligible for a severance package as reported by the Detroit Free Press. What remains unclear is why all information and digital technology jobs are being axed at this center, as Lynette didn't delve into specifics regarding GM's growth areas. GM spokesman Kevin Kelly confirmed the job cuts, but pointed out that some employees focused on vehicle software will remain in their roles. Regrettably, the majority, approximately 940 individuals, will be left without jobs. It's important to note that this closure isn't primarily driven by cost-cutting concerns, according to Kelly, but rather an effort to enhance operational efficiency. We're rationalizing the number of IT innovation centers we have in the country, Kelly explained. We're keeping the other 3, but as we look at efficiencies, there were some redundancies, and that's why we decided to remove one of the centers. This move forms part of GM's broader strategy to reduce costs. Originally aiming for a $2 billion reduction over 2 years, they are now pushing for an even more ambitious goal, $3 billion in cost reductions by 2024. Trimming the salaried workforce headcount and streamlining product offerings are key objectives. Additionally, cost-cutting measures extend to sales and marketing, administrative expenses, and travel costs. These all started with a voluntary separation program at the beginning of 2023. General Motors embarked on a significant journey, offering certain of its employees an enticing opportunity through a voluntary separation program. The deal was sweet, offering pay, healthcare coverage, and various perks in exchange for leaving the company voluntarily. Remarkably, 5,000 employees took the leap. As spring blossomed in May, GM made the rather public announcement that sent shockwaves through its workforce. They terminated several hundred full-time contracts, effectively shuttering their engineering hub in suburban Detroit and closing the doors of the Warren Tech Center. The echoes of change were ringing loud and clear. Then recently, GM dropped another bombshell. They declared that 200 engineering jobs were on the chopping block as well. The justification? A strategic move to realign their IT division and resources in the United States, all in the name of continuing the company's transformation. GM already operates 3 thriving IT centers across the nation in Atlanta, Georgia, Austin, Texas, and Warren, Michigan. As they scrutinized their operations, the Chandler, Arizona center became the odd one out, deemed redundant in this grand reshuffling. Curiously, GM had been expanding its presence in Chandler, Arizona. Just last year, in February 2022, they announced plans to hire several hundred software-based positions for this center. They had initially chosen Chandler in 2014 due to its strong local workforce and connections with area universities, particularly for entry-level positions. Yet, the tides turned. GM's decision to close the Chandler Center is puzzling, given their recent investments and growth plans. It's like buying a new car only to sell it shortly after. An intriguing move, to say the least. This decision arrives on the heels of GM's grand plan to simplify their manufacturing process. They intend to streamline their vehicle lineup, eliminating various trims and packages. Their CEO, Mary Barra, dubbed this strategy "winning with simplicity." But the closure of a seemingly prospering IT hub in Chandler raises questions about this simplicity-focused plan. The Chandler Center, located just a stone's throw away from Tempe, had been in operation for so long, catering to GM's diverse IT needs. It handled web technologies, end-user applications, dealer and factory systems, and vehicle technology, according to GM's website, which clearly spells out how its closure is not close to being beneficial, but grossly detrimental and a severe mistake from Barra. In the eyes of many, GM's decision to shutter the Arizona IT Innovation Center seems like a regrettable misstep, one that could have long-term repercussions for the company's workforce and innovation efforts. As the dust settles, GM now faces the challenge of relocating the work and knowledge that was centered in Arizona to other facilities. They must realign teams and keep their employees informed throughout this intricate transition. The decision to shut down the Chandler, Arizona Center seems like a curious twist in GM's journey. Perhaps in the pursuit of simplicity, they might have overlooked the value of a well-established IT hub. Only time will reveal the true wisdom of this move, and whether it truly aligns with GM's quest for transformation. But then, apart from this most recent decision, Mary Barra has been known for her rash and not well thought-through decisions for the company, which have always not yielded any benefits. One of the most glaring mistakes under Barra's leadership was GM's decision to discontinue several sedan models. While it may have seemed like a prudent move at the time, it ultimately proved to be a significant misstep. Sedans had been a staple of GM's lineup for decades, and by abandoning them, the company alienated a substantial portion of its customer base. As gas prices fluctuated and consumer preferences evolved, GM found itself ill-prepared to meet the demand for smaller, fuel-efficient vehicles. This decision cost GM valuable market share and allowed competitors to gain a foothold in the sedan segment. Perhaps one of the most controversial decisions made under Barra's leadership was the closure of several GM manufacturing plants in the United States and Canada. While GM cited changing market conditions and a need to reallocate resources as the rationale behind these closures, the move was met with widespread criticism and backlash. Thousands of workers lost their jobs and entire communities were left reeling. The decision to close these plants not only had a negative impact on the lives of countless individuals, but also damaged GM's image as a responsible corporate citizen. While Mary Barra has undoubtedly made significant strides during her time as CEO of GM, it is impossible to ignore the string of costly mistakes that have marred her leadership. From discontinuing sedan models to the mishandling of recalls and the ill-conceived rebranding of Cadillac, Barra's decisions have often seemed out of touch with the needs and expectations of consumers and investors alike. These mistakes have not only cost GM in terms of lost market share, damaged reputation, and financial setbacks, but have also eroded trust in the company's leadership. It remains to be seen whether Barra can learn from these missteps and steer GM back on course, but one thing is clear: her track record is riddled with decisions that have turned out to be bad for GM. What do you have to say about this? Let us know down in the comments section.